with gratitude. I'm just thankful, to just and see this day and just I don't know. I'm just thankful. My heart is really full. I'm thankful. I feel loved. I feel seen. I feel appreciated. I feel 30.
Yeah, it's so real. It is so real. Well, welcome to the other side of 30. I am
And it
excited
looks so
for
good. I
you.
had to come. I had to come. I had to come. It was shit. You saw. I just had to come. I had to come.
Awesome. Awesome. So, what's going on, beautiful? Welcome back.
Hey y'all, I
Hey,
couldn't hear anything.
beautiful.
That's what
Oh,
made
yeah,
me.
we figured that out from your facial expression.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? Let me start over.
No worries. No worries. So,
Happy
we left
birthday.
off with what do you know about this black seed oil action? Are you familiar? Are you on game for the black seed oil?
Yes, I am familiar with the black seed oil with some good omega 3s and 6s in there and can clean you right out as needed.
They say it's a cure all. I could not find any Aleve or any type of ibuprofen. So we're gonna have to use this black seed oil and this turmeric tea. How do y'all say turmeric? Do y'all say turmeric? Turmeric? I say turmeric.
I say turmeric.
Turmeric.
Turmeric. Yeah.
That's some old people remedy right there. But
But can I say I have missed y'all? I have missed our Thursdays.
I know, I know, I
I know.
know,
I
I
said,
know.
like, I'm clearing the schedule. That's it. Everything.
Awesome, awesome. So I don't know if I responded to the current event question. Did I?
No.
Okay. Um, so Kyrie Irving's in Dallas now.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
are y'all basketball fans?
I am. I'm not as much as I used to be, but I am.
Yeah, let Fox 4 News anchors talk about it. They're saying some real ill stuff. Like, I hope he gets his act together. Maybe this is an incentive for him to work right. We don't know what Dallas is thinking because this is a high risk because he got all these social media problems. I was watching Fox 4 like, excuse you,
Well, that's why I don't like.
Mr. Opinionated. It was honestly it was really disheartening to even watch it with everything that he was saying. Like, oh, I hope he can get his act together now. And I was just like, oh, okay, here's the whip. I see. Um,
I
and I
mean,
was like, because if he
That's
don't
why we can't be on LinkedIn. Carry on.
get
I
your,
digress.
because if you don't want to take a COVID shot and you reposted something and then you got benched for like X amount of months, like, but the dude is really good. Like, it's a win for Dallas. Like, it's a win.
but
Dude,
the thing for me was the COVID thing. If he don't want to put COVID, if he don't want the shot, he don't want the shot. That was either get rid of him or I mean, it's one of those things that these are the rules. This is this. If you don't want to, okay, that's cool. That's how I think. These are the rules. So him saying he didn't want to, then okay. So what are y'all gonna do when he say he don't want to? It's not that to me. I guess it wasn't that big of a deal. And then him reposting something. I don't know. I didn't. I mean, everybody has their issues. He said he wanted to get out of New York,
right.
and Mark was like, "I got you. Come on."
Mm-hmm.
So it's my understanding because I don't follow sports in that fashion that he actually wanted to go to the Lakers, but in an act of overseer remnant of the plantation, the owner said no, you can't anywhere but the Lakers, and
I
that's how
didn't
he ended up here. And apparently LeBron also wanted to see him here, but because he wanted to go there, the owner said nah.
I don't.
Nah.
I didn't hear that. No, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, so um
A win,
Still, still in the gift and the curse, right? Still being able to make multi-millions,
Yep.
but then still seeing the aftershocks of people owning people and their opinions and what they think should or should not happen. So there it is. But we know that throughout history, we've seen our entertainers and our athletes. Don't start that. We've seen our entertainers and our athletes pave the way for some major changes. And so it's exciting to be able to continue to see people use their platform for whatever it is in a whole world of free speech, that part. But that brings us into our main topic for February as we talk about what is self-care for the future history makers, right? So traditionally we talk about the Rosa Parks and we talk about the historical figures. And I don't roll my eyes as if she wasn't significant. I roll my eyes at the fact that we keep sensationalizing 6 or 7 people. And then when we find someone else that has contributed, we act like it's so sensational that a Black person could be an inventor, could be a business owner, could be an entrepreneur, could be a history maker. And so not necessarily in protest of that, but in place of that, Dear Sisters is focusing on self-care and what is it going to take to position yourself to be a Black history maker and a legend. So we're going to start off with Lady CEO. What does self-care mean to you?
Self-care is doing absolutely nothing if that's what I don't want to do. If that's what I want to do, it's laying across my bed playing games on my phone. Just having those moments to just do absolutely nothing. I remember, I was talking to one of my girlfriends before, and I would be like, self-care is me getting my nails done, going to get my facial, these different things. And she was like, that's maintenance. You have that on a schedule. And I was like, shout out to my facial girl. I just left for my facial. Shout out to Jewel. But but to me, it's being in whatever space I feel like I am free in that moment. So sometimes I'm just free, just laying in my bed doing nothing. Sometimes I'm free just playing games on my phone. I literally sit in my car. I don't have anything, any kids yet in the house, but I sit in my car when I get home. So that's self-care for me.
You know what? That sitting in the car, I know they say it's dangerous.
It is hard.
It's a whole self-care movement. I'm sorry, but it is nothing but like that. That front
seat. And the car be off. I just be sitting there.
That deep breath, it'd be like,
I don't know why it is, and it's just a few steps to the door. But sometimes, like the conversations that you have, and just I don't know what it is, but that front seat, sit in the car is a whole ministry. Right. It is an entire ministry.
Agreed.
So beautiful. What is self-care like for you?
All right. So as the dietitian on the self-care, there was like number one, we already got a book, but as far as like certain things, self-care can be just a lot of things, like so starting your day, like rising early and starting the day off fresh, making sure you have enough time for exercise and stay hydrated, take breaks throughout the day, take time to relax and enjoy nature, focus on positive aspects of life throughout the day, spend more time with your loved ones, listen to inspiring music, take time to reflect on the successes and accomplishments because a win is a win. Give someone a compliment and remind yourself every day of how resilient you can be. And so with that, one of the biggest things of self-care is like as mothers or business people or just someone that's a busy professional, you can forget to eat. You could be like going task 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, running errand, and doing this and doing that, and you forget to eat. And so that's not good self-care, right? Self-care is not starving yourself and then working on because we technically cannot drive cars with no fuel. So how are you operating your bodies without fuel, which is what the food source? And so self-care sometimes can be, you know what? I know that I'm a boss babe out here. Let me get like some trail mix in the car. Let me get a protein bar in the car. Let me at least be able to take care of myself and give myself some of that fuel, so that if I'm going from errand of point A to point B, that I am actually taking care of myself, right? So today's book, this is a complicated read, but this is spiritual nutrition. And so how does nutrition affect you spiritually, right? And so just knowing that if you're staying hydrated, your body is working functionally, things are flowing properly, you got the nutrients flowing to every organ of your body. But then if you're giving your body exactly what it needs, like the right amount of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, like you're feeding your organs exactly what it needs so that it can function properly. And so what does that look like for me? Waking up and having breakfast. I usually start my day off with breakfast. I'll go to Central Market, get my favorite loaf of bread, which is cranberry walnut bread, some whipped butter from Central Market, whip up some eggs, maybe some turkey bacon or whatever, and I start my day off with that in devotion.
So, it's interesting that you said, having breakfast. I watched Do Not Bite Me. I watched an episode with Mark Wahlberg and Ellen where he was talking about this gym that he attends because it's for all levels and all people. But he said that, formerly he was pro breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. You start with breakfast. And it was challenged by fasting. So a lot of people are on the intermittent fasting. And I want to hear y'all's thoughts on intermittent fasting.
So there's different forms of intermittent fasting, right? And so you can prolong your body to fast some more. My question would be to him is how many hours of sleep did he get the night before? Is he on a 4-hour level of sleeping? Because if he's sleeping 8 hours and then still doing intermittent fasting till lunch, that's a long time to have your body in starvation, and you're putting your body into ketosis. So as far as intermittent for me, sometimes I'll skip lunch and I'll go to dinner. So that'd be one place where I'm actually skipping it, because to explain what that is, when you're actually skipping a meal, you're really allowing your body to digest all the food that's inside of it. And so whatever food is there, you're allowing it to push itself out. You're allowing your body to start all over. And the ideal is that when you eat again, you're going to eat something nutritious, and it'll give your body the shock of sustainable energy. And so it's just really doing it properly.
What about the 3-day fast that people do?
I think fasting in general is good, just in general, because you're giving your GI system a restart. So it is restarting, right? It's just resting. You're giving it a break. You're letting it level out. So I think 3-day fasting, let's not get it wrong. People do way longer fasting, and it can be more so spiritual. So this book here, this new spiritual nutrition book, actually does have fasting in here and how you can meditate through the process.
I'm only good when I fast with purpose. If I'm not fasting with purpose, my commitment level is not the best.
Facts for sure.
I was doing intermittent fasting right before I found out I was pregnant.
Congratulations.
I didn't never say it on the show, did I?
No.
I'm pregnant.
Biggest blessing. I'm telling you. It's life changing.
I thought I had it. I don't know. But when I found out I was pregnant, I was doing intermittent fasting to try to help with weight loss, because I have PCOS, and that's a big, I just tried different things to try to help with things. But more so when I fast, it's spiritual. Mm-hmm. It's spiritual. More so 3-day fast with nothing, just water. Thank you, Kendall. If it's just water, different things, I'll do I didn't fast. I normally do a fast in January at the beginning of the year, but I didn't do a fast because I am pregnant. I'll do the Daniel fast. That's just really
That
eat.
Daniel fast is for the strong, cause my discipline be weak. Okay, an orange and an egg.
You have to know. I mean, I've been doing Daniel fast for so many years. I know I put it together. It's not just that, girl. I have to tell you about it.
Let me tell
But
you my struggle and my truth is real, cause that discipline and that fast do not be in alignment.
yeah, but I like the intermittent fasting. Um,
Intermittent.
yeah, I like it. I liked it when I was doing it. What did I say? It's
You said intimate.
oh
And that's cool too. It's cool to be intimate fasting.
oh, she said my face is glowing. My face is glowing because I just left the facial, but it could be.
I saw this post on Instagram and it was like, y'all should join my fast group. 30 days, no liquor, no sex, no masturbation. I was like, you mean everyday life?
Right. But I'm like
I'm not
the
gonna pay you
girl
$20 for
there.
that. But
I'm like the
love it
girl
life.
there. It has to be for purpose. Because if it's just, oh, I'm just doing this willy-nilly, I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna forget.
Right.
I like a good intermittent fast and I like a good fast. Both for focus, for resetting the body. I'm a fan. But you know what? In the name of self-care and being intentional, I found sometimes that in Black girl fashion that I would be starving myself or some type of right sizing, and I had to, I guess, be more conscious of not denying myself pleasure, and not necessarily pleasure like, oh, food gives me pleasure, but not abstaining from nutrients and the goodness of life, both in the physical and in the spiritual way. Because sometimes I think that we can punish ourselves in the name of, if I'm being super transparent, I think that I picked that up in the church and in Christianity, of this long suffering and this punishment of self and suffering in order for a greater good and reward. And so I had to take a step back and really think through that and feel through that. And it did cause me to do less fast, because I'd be like, oh, I'm going to do a water fast for 7 days, right? I'm just going to be so focused, and I'm going to do breathing, and I'm going to get up and I'm going to meditate. But again, from a balance standpoint, I had to be like, you know what? It's not good to just keep on denying yourself, your body, nutrients, and the goodness of life. And so I had to find some balance there. The girl who dared, are you there to talk to us about your self-care, or you want us to circle back? Or are you eating? I'm gonna mute you because that creeps me out. Just honestly.
She's muted.
Yeah.
I think that, well, for me,
Can y'all eat?
huh?
Can y'all hear me?
We
Yeah.
can.
Now
Put your back on mute.
You know what? I'll say this. So I want to say something else about self-care, because you said this word muted, and I think sometimes self-care is being muted when someone's trying to trigger you, trying to use like things against you, trying to argue with you, and sometimes self-care is not responding at all to certain things, not reacting. And sometimes that can give you peace of mind, and that can be a form of self-care. Self-care can truly be whatever we want it to be, and it's about having a level of balance, because in today's society, there's all these people like, oh, I'm doing my self-care, but self-care and on social media is like, oh, well, I'm gonna get my nails done, I'm gonna go to brunch, I'm gonna do this. And it's like things that are so tangible with you spending money, but there's so many different self-care things that are intangible.
Right.
Like not spending money.
Right. Like self-care doesn't have to be expensive. Self-care can be really, it could be a deposit into like your own love bank, that doesn't cost anything, but it can, benefit you in another way to where like you can give more of yourself in many other ways. So
I
self-care
find
is
it
just
when
a
I do
very,
yoga.
huh?
I find it when I do yoga, that's the quietest my mind is, and I just feel so enlightened after the experience because they play that little namaste music, and then you're focusing on me trying not to fall and keeping up with the old lady next to me. But it's just such a peaceful experience that I've learned when I was pregnant. I tried it, and it really kept me wrapped tight because you go through all these emotions, you go through work, you go through a lot of different shifts. So I think my happy place, and if I could choose to do a self care something, it would look like yoga, where I'm focused on one thing and not a thousand. I'm not looking at my to-do list. I'm not checking my bank account. I'm not checking my phone. I'm not responding to the outside world, but I'm just totally in tune with myself. That's self care.
Yeah.
No,
I
that is good. And it's interesting that we approach this self-care and some of the tactics from this new perspective. But I was speaking with a friend about, spirituality and translating amongst spirituality in the church. And so, be still to know that I'm God. Just, peace be still. Like all of the stillness that we have been taught in the Christian faith is real. It's very necessary and very beneficial. And as far as being muted to others, but then also just to hear your own thoughts, there's so many images and ideas constantly and intentionally pushed out to us. I was thinking the other day, I was like on my Instagram, even though I went to a predominantly white college and a predominantly white high school, my Instagram feed doesn't reflect that. And so I know that there's something else at play that chooses the images besides what I'm clicking on.
Right.
Right. And so, we have to be intentional about what we consume. And so for me, I love acting. I love the arts. I love a good plot, a good show, a good book. But I have to be careful about the movies, and like I don't have cable. I don't sit down and watch a show on the regular. I may binge watch something if someone recommends it, like Blacklist. I got into that and was watching that for months. But I'm real intentional about the storylines and shows and media that I take in. Even the music, we've talked about that a couple of times since becoming a mother. Because if you know me, UGK for life. But that's probably not something that I want my kid rolling in the school parking lot singing, right? So for me, self-care is really monitoring and being intentional about the media and the images that I allow to cross my energy. Reverend Antonio says, all in all, soul care. Soul care. I love that. Soul care should be the forefront of self-care, because if our soul isn't healthy, then everything else is affected. Absolutely. 110%. Making sure that not just your body, as Lady CEO said, not your maintenance, but your inside mental, psychological, spirit are also great and well. So we talked about what self-care looks like or means to us. I want to hear about, as Black females and Black History Month, what is it on your dream board, your vision board, your prayer board, your journal, what are two accomplishments, achievements, endeavors that you would like to make Black history with?
That's a loaded question.
That's my job.
Oh,
And I'll tell you as you prepare your thoughts that I think, again, messages, images, and life is being intentionally filtered and presented to us, right? And so when you see certain images for Black history, when you see the same figures, it's easy to think that it's historical, it's distant, right? It's easy to negate the fact that you are positioned to be a Black history figure yourself, to make Black history yourself. And so we want to change that narrative of, let's pull up these 5 people for the kids and then act like these 2 new people that no one knew invented the traffic light and the hot comb are sensational, versus let's talk about right now today, who are some of the people making history? What can I do to be a part of Black history? So if anyone's ready, let me know. But that is definitely the reason why I asked that question. To buy you guys a little bit more time, I have another quote from Irvin Antonio. Each fast serves a different purpose, and each purpose should lead us to a healthier version of us, whether it's emotional, physical, mental, or soul care. Absolutely. 100% to that. Thank you.
So I just have something. I don't have part 2, but
I'm going to pause you real quick because I'm more vocal in 2023. We can't hear you. We are straining from our ancestors to hear what it is that you're saying. I'm going to mute myself because, of course, Sugar Ray's going nuts.
I have to go down.
Can you hear me now?
It's muffled.
Okay, let me try it again. Can you hear me now?
It's still muffled.
Okay, I give up.
It may be as simple as volume on your phone. We're going to let you work on that while we check in with Beautiful on your History Maker plays.
I would say my history maker plays would be just really making history as far as like being a dietitian and being a Black woman and being able to like really help many different mothers out there and like many different everyday women be sustainable and stay nutritious throughout the process of everyday life. And so I would say that that would be one of the things that's important to me, because dietetics is a predominantly woman industry, but still as women of color, we're still a minority. And so just making sure that I can be the face of the community in any way possible. And so I would say that would be one of the biggest things, and really just advocating for postpartum nutrition.
Awesome. Lady CEO?
I don't know. I'll probably need more time to really sit with it and gather my thoughts on it.
Okay, sounds like a plan. The girl who dared is gonna log back in. I would say if you know, the way that I try and measure different things is from a unique perspective because of something that happened when I attended someone's funeral. So all of these NBA, NFL, you know, successful Black men were at the funeral for this coach in Louisiana. And it was really impactful to me that even though they had 2 parents, some of them, even though they, you know, had made millions, it was important for them to come back and honor this gentleman and the impact that he made in their lives. And I looked at my life at that time and was like, you know, I'm making a good living, but am I going to make an impact? Right. And so for me, I want to hear, I probably won't get to hear them, but I would like for people to come around, you know, and say, you know what, she made me think, she made me speak up, and she made me see myself in a more powerful light. I think those 3 things will make me satisfied with my contributions to society if people remembered me and that was my legacy. So that would be my Black history contribution, I believe. The girl who dared is not back. Nevertheless, who is someone in Black?
That's the character, though. Like what you just said embodies character. You know, like how would people remember you, and like what stamp would you leave, or what impact do you leave on people? You know, when you're gone. Because a lot of people are so like fascinated and into like all these material things, like what are they wearing, what do they look like, you know, where are they traveling, you know, but it's truly about what's your character made of, you know, because that's really the only thing that we own our character and our word. And so like that's very impactful for you to think that way, but there's a lot of people living superficial lives, you know, they're only thinking about themselves and not like, how could I leave the world? What is my contribute? What am I going to contribute to the world? So
Well, thank you. I want to hear from you. Who is someone in Black history, living or past, that inspired you, that really changed your perspective, how you move, your thought process? Who is someone that has changed? I'll go first. If you don't know, Nikki Giovanni is it for me. She is the be all end all. She's an amazing poet, professor, activist, and I just think she's super dope. I have since I was 9 when someone gave me her book, Ego Tripping. There may be a reason why. And started writing at 9. And, 30 plus years later, I'm still writing and performing because of that book and seeing myself. The poem Ego Tripping is basically her saying sensational parts of the world and sensational figures in the world. Basically, she's speaking from like, um, she's like the beginning of the poem is like, I was born in the Congo. In one part she says that she created the Sphinx, her daughter Nefertiti, and she speaks of like Hannibal being her son. So she talks about even her bowels creating uranium, right? So she's just speaking about herself in a very powerful way, which for a 9-year-old child in an all-white school, it wasn't anything that I had seen from a Black perspective. It wasn't something that I had ran into. And so reading her book every day, 4 years, I still have it. It's autographed. It's falling apart. You got to be real delicate with it. But Nikki Giovanni is definitely my historical and living Black figure in history. What about y'all?
I was thinking, and honestly, the first person that came to my mind was Wendy Williams. Um,
Super powerful woman, one of the first Black awardees for radio. Super powerful.
Wendy Wendy displays who she is. She shows up authentically herself, whether you like it or you don't. She's broke barriers and she did it in a way that a lot of people didn't like it, but some did. She overcame so much. And she's overcame so much. Just you have to know I've listened to her biography, I've watched her book, her movie, and different things, and I watched her show for so many. I've actually went to her show when it was on. Me and my mother had a chance to go, and it was so powerful. It's so funny because I have a curtain in my bathroom right now that was a Wendy Williams. So she touched that. She touched comedy. She touched wigs. She touched. It's like I remember her doing Broadway, and I love quotes, so I take quotes from everywhere. I You can be just doing a speech, and I'm gonna take a quote from there if I liked it. And one thing she said is hard to. She was like she's nervous, and it's uneasy when you're doing something that you've never done before. Anything this woman said that she wanted to do, she did it. That's what it felt like. We can take away all the drama, but anything she said or she put her mind to, she did it. I love her interview style. I love just how authentic and open she was. The only thing she wasn't that open about was her husband. But that's to be understood.
100%.
Other parts in her life, when she talked about her drug addict habit, she talked about losing her babies and different things, and just the struggle and just doing different things. you know, she just was so impactful, and I love her. She's one of my favorite people to watch interview people.
Mhm.
Like being a journalist, I have three people that I absolutely love, but she's one of mine. Yeah.
She's in the what I was trying to say is the National Radio Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But she is absolutely accomplished, and it's unfortunate. I think that there's an opportunity, even in forums like this. We are so, as the Black culture, brutal. We're so brutal to our public figures, and I just pray for more grace. From Michael Jackson to Chadwick Boss. Like it's always something. It's always something. And that's how we are as a culture off the internet sometimes in our families, in our workplace. And so I want to challenge and speak into existence more grace for each other and for our flaws and for our struggles. There's a lot of room for more grace in our words and in our criticism. I think that the Black culture is very critical, unless it's a white artist coming into our genre. But that's a whole different episode that y'all not ready for today. Moving right along. Beautiful. Who's your figure?
So mine's is Maya Angelou. And one of the books that I read when I was in middle school is I Know Why Caged Bird Sings.
Oh, yeah.
And so that book within itself, and just, I would say, going through life and really understanding as an adult what that book meant to me, like now in today's present time, I can say, like, with one of my seasons that I could say was like one of my toughest seasons, I just referred back to that book. And it's one that got me out of like a situation of like, okay, I don't understand why is this happening to me. But then it helped me realize, like, I can see why a caged bird sings. And so one of her mottos is, my mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with passion, with some compassion, some humor, and some style. And so, like, I'll get a lot of people that'll say to me, like, oh man, I didn't know that you were going through something, because you wear, like, you carry yourself so well, and it's like thinking about Maya Angelou and like the life that she had and the things that she went through, like, she carried herself so gracefully through the process, and you would have never known. And so, like, and so, like, a lot of people may call that poker face, right? But then honestly, I think that's really just navigating through life with grace, having grace with yourself, but then also too, just understanding that you're human, because there's a lot of people that go through things and they take it out on the people around them and their surrounding environment. And so I love how she said, it's not merely to survive, but to thrive, and do it with passion, compassion, humor, and style. So laugh along the way, still show people love, because it'll come back to you, and just do it in style and just be graceful. And so that's how I wear my storms. I wear my storms with grace and in style, and I laugh along the way.
Nice. You still haven't thought of anybody, Lady CEO?
I gave you someone.
Wendy Williams.
Listen, I can be tired. I can forget conversations from 2 seconds ago.
Y'all,
you got those rollers in your hair. Let's talk about that. Where are you going? Not the side eye. That was your baby. That face you just gave me, I've seen your baby do that face. I have.
You caught me off guard with that one. I was like,
you caught us off guard with that one. Let's talk about it.
I can't even lie. So I signed in like 15 minutes early, and I was like, let me see, can I really style these curls? I was like, they is cute. You feel me? Like, I feel like if I had some black curlers, they would have never known. Who would have known?
You're never going to know. Never gonna know.
So, because I can't lie, I was really contemplating, because my hair is so long, and so for it to catch a curl, it needs to dry all the way through. And I was like, listen, like, I cannot let these down yet, because I don't want no halfway curls. I want real thick, deep curls that's gonna last. So I was like, I still think I look cute though. Don't get me wrong. Like, this
always.
Because I did some mirror work. I went in the mirror and I was like, yeah, I look good. Because I said, I know they go say something. I know somebody go catch me. And
you wouldn't let us make it. So you look, as I talk about grace, you wouldn't let us make it. And it's all in love.
I can't even lie. I was like, I'm finna do some mirror talk. I said, I'm cute. Yeah. I said, I bet somebody gonna be like, let me wake up, wake up looking like that. She woke up like that,
So tell me about, by show of hand, well, we know Beautiful does. Lady CEO, do you do mirror work?
No. I don't know what that is.
Okay. B, you want to put us on game?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked me. So I'm gonna put it like this. So me having sister locks, I started this journey in 2008. So a lot of these women right now that's on the sister
Don't
lock
put
journey.
them down because they
No, no,
late to
no,
the
no,
game.
no. This is real. No, I'm not even gonna put them down. I'm gonna
Okay.
talk about how lonely I was.
Okay.
So all the women that's on the sister lock journey, you got a whole bunch of women that's there showing you the journey with their hair. So before you start sister locks, like you're seeing someone and what it looks like, how are they styling it. When I did it, I was only 18 or 19. And so when I cut all my hair off, I got so much criticism. And I remember the day I cut my hair off. Oh my God. So I remember the day I cut my hair off, and I'd already told my beautician, I was like, Robin, my mom's gonna be so mad at me, but I'm gonna cut my hair off. And she said, "Ooh, girl, I don't want to be there for that conversation." So like, I remember me and this girl, Erin, both nutrition majors in our undergrad in our dorm. We go to like Whole's Food and buy all these natural ingredients so I can start my natural journey holistically. And she cuts my hair off. She cuts my hair off, and I got the fro about this big. And the funny part that you just mentioned, Facebook just put that post up today as a reminder with my little bitty fro. So my family is known for long hair. So I cut my hair off, get home on a Friday. My mama's not there yet. And I heard her walk through the door, and I jet to my room. Like, oh my God, I'm about to.
Oh, you were still living at home?
I would still come back home on the weekends to like work at 24 Hour Fitness.
Flirting with disaster.
So my mom gets home. She's like rummaging, doing whatever she's doing, putting her stuff up. And I said, "Hey, Mom, I got something. I got something to tell you." God. And I remember coming around the corner, and she was like, "What have you done here? All I heard was, it was like a whole nother language, man. It was like the Cherokees was talking to me or something. And I remember for years, my mom used to be like, "I would pay for you to get your hair done, like, please." And so I remember when I had cut my hair off, I didn't have any support. My boyfriend broke up with me. That time it was the Bow Wow phase. So he had long braids that came all the way down here. His hair was super long, and he broke up with me. And what he said was, "I can't believe you cut your hair off looking like a little boy. My hair is longer than yours." That was one heck of a breakup. Like, it was traumatic. And so I remember mirror work for me then was I looked in the mirror with my short hair. No support because it was not a natural season for any woman. It was still just for me, perms. And I looked in the mirror and I had to tell myself, yep. I had to look in the mirror and tell myself I was beautiful. So I remember like looking in the mirror and saying, "You know what? I like your acorn shaped eyes. I like your dimple." And I remember just really pointing out features of my face that made me beautiful to where my hair didn't define me. And that was the first time ever doing mirror work. I remember there was another time that was more emotional, and I tell people about this type of mirror work is that looking in the mirror and apologizing to yourself. But there's a lot of people that we look at and we're apologizing to them, looking them in their eyes. But do anyone ever look in the mirror and look themselves in the eyes and apologize for something that didn't go right, something that went wrong, something that was out of your control? And that's actually very emotional. I remember looking at myself and apologizing and saying, "I'm sorry I let you down." And I'm just bawling. And that was one of the hardest journeys of mirror work for me. Really just telling myself I was sorry, you know.
The way I'm on your page looking for this afro picture so I can broadcast.
Man, hold on, wait, better yet. Let me give it to you.
Because I'm like, Facebook, work with me. You read mine. Because anytime I think about some shoes, you got them on the little ad on the side. As soon as I think about it.
No,
why you won't give me her afro picture?
Let me go ahead and find these memories. I don't even know how Facebook. Bam, here we go. Memories.
Yeah. I need it on this to share with the audience. I need it. So send it to me in Messenger.
Let me go ahead and send it to you. Let me go ahead.
So I can go on and broadcast that. But I mean, essentially, affirmations, and speaking life into existence in the mirror is basically the mirror work. So if you listen to the artist Ciroc, she talks about how she manifested this rap career and this life that she had, from a very broken childhood mentality and presence. And so she talks about her doing her mirror work and the work that she had to put in to get here. So mirror work can be very powerful, especially with child. It would be a very good opportunity. Y'all talk amongst yourselves while I figure out this technology to put this.
I've never called it mirror work, but I've looked at myself and looked at my imperfections, what I felt was imperfections. And
that was a hard season right there.
That was a hard season.
I didn't have any support with my natural journey. No.
Because if you look in the picture, the girls behind you are relaxed, fried out and laid to the side. I don't think those are suppressed.
Yeah, just me.
And you say, what year was this?
2008.
So I've been natural since 2007.
Yep.
Nice.
And my hairstylist that cut off my hair told me I look like a lesbian. I initially cut off my hair, and I had
you look like you look like you enjoy women with short hair.
She told me because she literally told me, shout out to Cena.
That's why you can't let anybody put their hands in your head.
You're gonna look like a lesbian.
That's real.
You're gonna do this. I was like, okay.
I cut my hair, and so now,
I have a cousin. I have a cousin who was like, why would you cut off all your hair? Because my hair was pretty long. She was like, why would you cut off your hair? And nothing was wrong with your hair. And I was like, because I wanted to cut off my hair.
Right.
My hair was healthy. I kept a wrap. I kept a roller wrap. I would go get my hair done every week and go get a roller wrap. Every week. Every week to every 2 weeks. So December 2007, because I stopped getting perms, and she cut it off. And I had initially cut off the length after a breakup. And he loved my hair. He used to love my hair. And So 2007. And then I used to wear my hair blonde. So when I started Bank of America, I had a blonde fro.
Yeah.
They didn't know what that was. They didn't know who I had a fro.
I have shaved my head, gone natural. I'll perm it tomorrow. Y'all know I don't care when it comes to hair. I don't negotiate with terrorists or tresses. So whatever it is that I'm feeling in my soul, that's what happened. But now they have the class action. Oh, did you know that the creamy cracks cause cancer and reproductive issues and everything's a carcinogen? I mean, we just had a recall on Fabuloso.
See, and I'm that person who would cut off my hair, color it. Y'all see it's blonde now, and it's gonna stay blonde for until at least I have my baby or whatever.
I want to color my hair so bad, and
I've had all colors. I've had all kinds of colors.
The sad part about it is like because like I'm technically like hair goals with my locks. No one to dye my hair. They're like, no, you're gonna mess up your hair, and I'm like, but it's like my hair, But I want to dye my hair like a burgundy red.
That's totally the color I would have guessed.
Man, I want that color so bad. So if y'all know somebody that's willing to dye my hair, like I so want to like.
Let's just do it. They have some natural ones, don't they? Like a rinse or something.
I don't know.
Henna.
I don't know.
I don't have experience with henna, but there you are. Send it to me in the messenger.
That is gorgeous. Go ahead and send it. Let's go ahead and post that.
That's right before I went natural. That was when my hair was short.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all putting it in messenger? I mean, are you putting it in?
No, she finna send that. Boy, I like that little profile view. What's up? Come on.
Don't do that.
Yeah, on Black Lady Sketch Comedy Show where they had this sketch where the lady, when you came into the office, would be like, "Okay, skirt, okay, neck roll,
that's what we do.
Okay, catch on fire, drop draw."
Is that not what we do?
Straight paid cheerleader, man. I couldn't even lie. If I went to work like that every day and somebody would start pumping me up like we finna work and be productive, like. But no, to answer your question, Lee, the reason why my hair is like this is because I'm trying to go for this new elegant look, but I have like a really big interview coming up that I'm excited about.
Okay.
Yeah. Where did Lee go?
She must have clicked herself off by mistake. But Reese, Goody Howard said Reese.
Where do you see this at? Okay.
You know, I have the
Gotcha.
Lee, Reese the Peacock. I know her. She's very good with natural hair. Very, 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 very good with natural.
Well, let me take a picture of that. Hold on. Don't take that.
I'll send you her profile.
Okay. Cool.
I have her information.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. But when I went out, so I understand about not being supportive, but I had some of my friends, they were just like, yeah. Oh, I put you in stream and you
Listen, I can't wait till we can afford to have someone on the technical, because the way I was trying to broadcast this picture and exited all the way out. No bueno.
Because you
said, can y'all hear me? I was like, I'm not even in the thing anymore. Boop. Full screen.
Yes, though. Oh my God. I love you with short hair like that.
Girl, I didn't cut off this hair so many times. Well, you see, this is the second time with a mohawk. I cut it off. I didn't have blue and purple, red, yellow, orange.
I'm trying to get, honestly, I can't even lie. I'm trying to get the confidence to have like color in my hair. I can't even lie. Like, I think the burgundy red is safe, but like my big desire is like purple.
I had purple and I'll text it to you. I had purple and blue.
I think that's so cute.
Purple and blue. You remember that, Lee?
I think purple is so gorgeous.
I think I've only seen you with blonde and red.
That was prior to you. I've had my hair. The reason why I have the nickname Fire is because my hair was red, yellow, and orange. I'm about that color life. I'm about that cutting hair life, and I'm about that color life. And it's a mess right now. But yes, ma'am, I am about that color life. I can't be about it too much right now. My hairstylist was like, well, you know, we can't put another real big color on it because you're gonna be stuck with it.
Right. Oh,
bleach it back. But yeah, it is so funny how girl, I'm in corporate America and had purple, blue hair.
In corporate America, see, that's something that I'm so like, I do be curious in a sense of like, how do people navigate with working and their hair is like all these different colors?
It depends
on.
I'm
glad you asked. It's the HR person.
Thank you.
The situation is this: from the natural hair, dreads, natural. Of course, we have the crown neck, right? Which is basically saying like, don't question my hair style, color, which comes up a lot. I have a lot of people that say, what type of interview is it? Is it in person? Is it video interview? Because my hair is pink. And essentially what I like to, because I don't want to knock anyone's hustle. Right. I like to say, oh, okay, so what is the job that you're going for? Oh, you know, I'm going to be a financial analyst. Okay. So the company has a $50 million portfolio. If you think that your skills are great and that your hair being pink, to show up like a person with pink hair that can manage a $50,000 analysis, $50 million financial analysis, right?
Right.
If the company is a conservative one, right, and maybe they are teaching students that haven't been exposed to professionalism or a standard of professionalism.
Right.
Yes, you want to be yourself, but if the job calls for setting an example, be well versed in the fact that that can impact the decision, right? So you may be a mastermind, IQ, MIT graduate.
Right.
Awesome. But if the job is going to ask people for $400 million partnerships or mergers and acquisitions, is that particular industry ready for the blue and green? The answer may be yes. Shoot your shot.
Right.
I'm wired differently.
Yeah,
Run me my coins.
fix that collar.
That's true.
Run me these coins, and I will be whoever I want to be on the weekends. And for some people, like, well, that's a sellout. And I said, well, it could be, but if money puts me in a position to reach the people that I wouldn't have been able to reach, run me my coins.
That could be a form of self-care, actually.
I mean, I feel, well, you have to understand the job that I have. I think we were either about to come back in, or I was at home. I was at home or I was in the office. I'm not customer facing. So I can wear my hair. They don't, at the bank, in corporate, they don't care about your tattoos either.
Right. Oh, yeah. Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm not, but again, I'm not customer facing. I don't deal with customers, and you have to remember that you are the representation of, of them. And if they feel like, I think me and you are both clicking stuff over.
Okay, go ahead.
that's because, like, I'll press it, then you'll be off, and then you'll repress it. It's okay. We're gonna work that out. I think the biggest thing is, what does your job call for? And if they say that you can't, then you're walking in those people's business, and you can't go in there and tell them what they should do and what they shouldn't do.
Right.
That's how I look at things.
But be clear that the reputational and legal risk for a company to tell you what color you can have your hair is such that they may just deny you and not tell you that that's the reason why. So that's why I said, at the end of the day, again, and I appreciate Goody's perspective of, like, if it's what you chose is not selling out, at the end of the day, if I have to choose between, I don't know, making, $15,000, $20,000 a month and a hair color, that's a no-brainer for me.
For me either.
For me. But you be free and do you and stand for what you believe in and not be a sellout. But for as me in my house,
right,
I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to work for, and what industry is gonna have longevity, and is it? I'm trying to get it.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Well,
is it 10 o'clock? What time does the show start?
Baby, we're down to a minute. Less than a minute at this point.
Okay.
But we had fun, y'all.
We did. I'm so glad to have you guys back.
Have fun.
Back in the saddle again. I'm sad that the girl who dared could not rejoin us, but so happy that she stepped in. So happy that we got to see her 30-year-old face, and brother DJ popped his head in to say what's up to us. So that made my day. I'm really excited. I'm excited for all of us. I'm excited for these conversations. I'm excited for the engagement and the support. We sincerely appreciate that and hope that we are able to continue and grow and have more meaningful and spark more meaningful conversations in our community with our sisters. But until next week, love and light.
Bye.
Y'all still waving because I had to put that one last comment in there.